I am KeyLovesGod. I help uplift, encourage, and inspire others on how to be made in His image and on how to be the best versions of yourselves. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are already subscribed, welcome back, Sunflowers. In this video today, I am going to be reacting to R. Kelly exposing Diddy, Jay-Z, and other celebrities with Aaliyah. I have been such a huge fan of her since I was like a little young girl. When she first came out on the scene and she was doing back, forth, and forth, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Like, she just had this whole different, like, swag to her. She was just so cute. Her voice was so angelic, and I just felt like nobody could come anywhere near her. Then, when she came out and she was like, more than a woman, you know, she started to be a little bit more into her element where she was showing her womanly side, and then she came out with Rock the Boat, and like she was just crushing it. And then she was acting and in Romeo Must Die and Queen of the Damned and all of these cool things like that. And so later it was exposed that she had, or it was revealed that she had passed away, and then all of this stuff came out about her saying how like she basically was set up, that it was no accident the way things had happened with her. And you guys, more and more stuff keeps coming out about her in her passing, and it just sucks for me to see, since I was such a fan of hers growing up, knowing the foul things that have been done to her, knowing that her family could possibly know about these things, and then seeing all of this stuff come out. Like, who even is this guy? Like, who is he? I recognize Damon Dash, I recognize Diddy, I recognize J-Lo, but who is this and who is this? Okay? And she's like touching both of their thighs or whatever. Like, who is he? And it's like she was just put around all of these like sneaky guys who are literally like snakes, and just in the industry in general, and I just do not like to see it. So we are going to jump in and see what R. Kelly is exposing, knowing way back in 1994 that these two secretly got married when she was at the age of 15 years old. Like, excuse me, what is going on? You know what I mean? And there is just so many like snakes and just wicked, evil, dark spirits and entities in the industry. We know that. So let's just kind of see what this video is about. It is SAT's video. We're going to make the screen larger so we can get into it. Let me know where you guys are watching from down below, and also stick with me through this whole video. Let's get started.
Circulating online with Aaliyah laid up in the bed with everybody. She in the bed with Andre Harrell, P. Diddy, Damon Dash, Jennifer Lopez, and not to mention all the other people she was involved with. Now, rest in peace to Aaliyah. And the only reason why I'm speaking about this is because R. Kelly...
So the guy's name was Andre Harrell, whoever that is. Do y'all know who this man is, who he's talking about? Because I don't know who this man is, who he's talking about. And I feel like karma came back to bite him, you know, in the hoo-ha. Let's move on.
Kelly in jail for having a relationship with Aaliyah, but what about all the other men that been with her? She was only 22 when she passed away, and allegedly she was with Jay-Z, Diddy, and a bunch of other people that was way too old to even be looking at her like...
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying that R. Kelly should not have had happen to him what he had happened to him. He deserves to be in jail. But what about everybody else who was messing with her when she was 15 years old? And younger? They're also involved, and he is the only person going down for this. Why is he the only one going down for it when a whole bunch of other people, Jay-Z, Andre Harrell, whoever else, like, why aren't they also involved in this too? Diddy?
Like that. Everybody know that Diddy and R. Kelly was best friends. Diddy and Jay-Z was best friends, and Lori Harvey was still living in her mama and daddy house when she started dating Diddy. And thank God she got away from this man when she did, because it seemed like everybody that come into his life wind up passing away.
Girl, I forgot they dated. Ew.
and it'd be tragic.
She's just one of those individuals that would light up a room. She's one of those individuals that are very down to earth. She doesn't really feel like Aaliyah, like a big superstar. She always felt like just a beautiful person, like a special individual that whenever you was around her, she treated everybody the same, whether it was a fan or a person on the street or me. She was just very consistent as that type of individual, and she was just a beautiful young lady. That's the best way to describe her. She was just beautiful all around. Whenever you saw her, she always greeted you with a smile, no matter if she knew you or didn't know you.
So many people talk about, in the wake of this, the future, the potential future she had, not only as a singer but as an actress. Would you agree that she had a big future?
She was definitely, her time was coming where she was going to just explode. She was already huge, but she was definitely going to get bigger with all the movies that were coming out. Her hit album. You could tell we all saw her grow up from a little girl into a woman. And, it's just a hard, sad day just for everybody, but it's also a wake-up call that we have to all appreciate life and appreciate each other while we're here. And my prayers go out to her and her family, who I must say, that's the closest family I've ever seen. You would see her mother and her walking down Central Park West holding hands, and her brother was so tight that they would always be holding hands, and they were like the true definition of a closely knit family.
Speaking of which,
and also her brother and her father.
I don't know if there's anyone in this room who knows more about dealing with sudden loss than you do. Is something that sudden and that shocking? How do you even begin to cope with something like that?
I don't think there's any remedy for it. The only thing I know, you have to pray. We all have to pray for the family and friends. It's just going to be a real rough, hard time, especially with an individual like that, because they're so special. And it's only time. I can't even say time will heal it. It's just that you have to pray, and hopefully one day you'll be able to accept that they're in a better place. But it's going to be a hard situation, so we all need to pray for the family.
Absolutely. And certainly we as the MTV family want to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Aaliyah.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings...
It seemed like everybody in the music industry turned their back on Aaliyah before she passed away. It's sort of like they was trying to get rid of the evidence. She was connected to way too many people in a short period of time, and all these people that was claiming to be her friends was in cahoots with each other. I'm talking about Hype Williams, Diddy, Dame Dash, Jay-Z, R.Kelly.
What about the main people like Missy and Timberland and Little Kim? She was around a lot of steppers. She was around a lot of people who were around the same group of people. So it's a whole long list where I'm like, what? Where y'all at? And also, I don't know where I heard this from, but they had said Timberland too was literally trying to get at Aaliyah. And he too was well over age for her. And I guess that's why he wrote those, he made all those beats and stuff for her or whatever. They were really, really close, but she looked at him like a brother. And so that got really weird really fast. And I just wish I could remember where I heard that from. Did you guys hear that too? And if you did, do you remember where I heard that from? Because that was a while ago, before all of these all of this stuff with R.Kelly went down, with Aaliyah being exposed.
Even Timberland and Genuine was all over Aaliyah. And according to Genuine, they wasn't even speaking to Aaliyah before she passed away. She wasn't talking to Missy. She wasn't talking to Genuine. She wasn't even talking to Timberland.
Unfortunately, we weren't talking when she passed. She wasn't talking to Timberland, or I think her and Missy fell out as well. But we still had love. Everyone was still loving and all that. But it's just the business, and when you're young, people can separate you. And you don't know how or why. You just are. And what touched my heart one time is Missy called me, and she said she had a dream, and she said she woke up crying, and I was like, so what happened? She was like, it was about baby girl, because we call Aaliyah baby girl, and she said she told me to tell you that she's not mad at you and she gives you. And dude, we bawled crying, because I always had that empty space in my heart. Do you understand what it feels like to have somebody that you love and get called and they were in a plane accident? Like,
No.
dude.
Everybody want to talk about what somebody did in the afterlife. They talking about Aaliyah went to Missy and told her to tell everybody that I forgive you. The same way T.I. said that his cousin told him it was okay to snitch. I'm tired of people lying on dead people, but I'm also tired of people lying on people that's alive because they trying to save their own behind. Everybody else that was with Aaliyah moved on. They got families, kids, still doing good in the music industry. Whatever happened to the best of both worlds? Jay-Z still doing good. R.Kelly got the worst of both worlds. He in jail and he ain't got no money. People ain't forgot about back in the day when Jay-Z had Aaliyah all on his own. Like I said, rest in peace to Aaliyah. She was only 22 when she passed away. So how old was she when she was with Jay-Z? And how old was she when she got with Dame Dash? Did this all happen in a 6-month period? Was it a year? Either way, she was still a baby.
When you was with Aaliyah and was running around holding hands with Aaliyah way before they.
And you know what? I wish this girl right here would speak out. I really forget her name, but this was like her best friend. If you guys know anything about Aaliyah, you guys know that these two were like this. You saw one, you saw the other. I believe her father, he was somebody in the music industry that was very like influential. I don't want to misquote any names or anything like that. That's why I refuse to say what I think her name is and what I think her father's name is. But I do know that these two were for sure best friends. And I just wish that she would come out and say more. But obviously we know how this industry works. So she probably won't say anything until like way down the line.
Like I said, when he was with Aaliyah, the last time I remember seeing him with Aaliyah that I could verbally say was at Little Kim's album release party at the Park Building.
Who was you talking about? Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, when they was a couple. Google right now, Jay-Z, Aaliyah at the Park Building.
Okay.
And you'll see Jay-Z got on a Golden State jersey.
There's plenty of celebrities out there just as guilty as R. Kelly, but they sitting at home right now. And people always talking about R. Kelly need to get some help. Well, according to this news, he was trying to get some help. He told his doctor that 15-year-old Aaliyah wanted to marry him. And his doctor ain't put him on no Prozacs or nothing. What's the point of having a psychiatrist when they ain't gonna stop you from doing psycho things? R. Kelly told...
Instead of sending him to the doctor, he should have been going to some church house. That's what should have been done, because Prozac ain't gonna stop no person from having those lustful, familiar spirits that's attached to him, and only Lord knows what else. Prozac ain't gonna stop that. Okay? So
He told his doctor that Aaliyah was the one who came up with the idea, not him. My only question is, where was her parents at? Because it broke my heart when I found out that Keith Murray was allegedly dating Aaliyah as well.
who is Keith Murray,
My
y'all?
friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look how much he pays. Most insurance companies are charging extra. They don't.
Sorry, girl. No.
Aaliyah.
Who
Yeah.
is Keith Murray? The plot thickens. Like, what? What? Him? The dude at the bottom of the screen right here? See, and look, again, there goes Aaliyah's best friend right here. She used to date Tupac.
Yeah, Aaliyah is another one that got away. Because Eric Sermon, I was always up on this Eric Sermon. So we was in LA. And me and Aaliyah was kind of like close to age. And it was a party. Everybody was around. And we was vibing. I was holding her hand, going to the party with her. Like everywhere, every which way but loose, inseparable. Trying to get at her. But I didn't know that R. Kelly was rocking the cradle at that time. If, coulda, woulda. But everything's in God's hands and in God's plan. appreciate a moment, and she could have been my girlfriend.
There's way too many freaks in Hollywood to count, but R. Kelly, I wouldn't even trust him around his own mama. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly around his own kids. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly around his own sisters.
Wait.
So how they gonna let this man out of jail?
First of all, hold
She
on.
could have been my girlfriend.
It looked like
There's
Bobby
way too
Brown.
many freaks in Hollywood to count, but R. Kelly, I wouldn't even trust him around his own mama. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly.
Why
around
is she in a picture with Nas? All hugged up on him. And whose hand is this? Around Diddy. That's one mighty hand. I'm so confused right now. Why is Nas hugged up on Aaliyah like that?
Around his own kids. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly around his own sisters. So how they gonna let this man out of jail when people in society don't know if he can be trusted with the public? I wouldn't trust the public with R. Kelly. Not only was y'all listening to his music, but y'all be making love to his music. So how he gonna stop being a freak when y'all being freaky to everything that he do? Like I said, y'all, I wouldn't even trust R. Kelly around his own mama.
Me and my mom would go to McDonald's before she go to work, before I go to school, and she would get us a Danish. It's all we could afford is a Danish and a cup of coffee. She had this cheap lipstick, and she would taste the coffee to make sure it was sweet enough. And she'd leave the ring of lipstick on the coffee in which she tasted coffee. And I remember when she would give me mine, when I would sip from the cup, I would turn it around and I would drink from her lipstick part. Because in a son, mother way, I had a serious crush on my mom because she could sing her butt off. And I just looked up and down to her. I looked around, I looked everything about my mother. You know, I loved her.
That's
and
his mama?
I even asked her to marry me one day. I was like, damn. She said no. But you know what? I understood.
What?
No, he was dead wrong for marrying Aaliyah, but thank God he ain't marry his own mama. He tried to though. I hope he ain't got no cigarettes or no more cookies up in jail. From what I hear, all them celebrities freaky like that. Every last one of them is some weirdos. According to the streets, you can't even get up in Hollywood without being a freak. I'm not saying free R. Kelly. I'm saying lock all their ass up. We don't need them no more anyway. We got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Don't nobody care about the Grammy, the Oscars, the Emmys, the BET Awards, MTV Awards. Who gives a damn?
Yeah, whoa.
We ain't have a good movie come out in the past 30 years. People would rather pay for a subscription instead of getting cable. People rather have iMusic instead of buying somebody's album. For what, when you can go listen to all the old school music that sound good? I applaud R. Kelly for trying to make sense out of all of this, but when he starts speaking about this situation, it just never make no sense.
Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I get out 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not a...
Who do y'all think he's talking to? Because I believe everything he just said on that whole part. That what he did was some grimy stuff, for sure. But what he's done is nothing different from any of those other people who was surrounding Aaliyah. None of it is different from what he was doing when he was surrounded with Aaliyah. They all do foul stuff. Some of it is worse than his. And so I want to know, who do y'all think he's referring to when he said, y'all killing me with this? I gave y'all 30 years. Who is he talking to?
Not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
I don't know what to think about all this. If Aaliyah is the straw that broke the camel's back, it need to be a bunch of broke back camels out here. I ain't even talk about Usher and all these other people she allegedly been with
Usher.
at such a young age. It's a crime when you think about it. Ain't no way she should have been in a relationship with all these people. R.Kelly set it off, but did he really set it off? I'm pretty sure it probably was some people before R.Kelly. I just don't know. And I hate to be speaking on her like this, but this man is doing life in jail for something that everybody out there doing. Don't just make an example out of R. Kelly. Make an example out of everybody out there with that madness. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this, man. All this information is alleged. None of this stuff might not be true. She probably was never with Diddy or Biggie. I don't know for sure, but that's what they talking about in the streets. Just make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification.
Thank you, sir. Great video. I'm gonna go down and like it. You guys make sure that you subscribe to my channel and make sure that you guys also like my video. It's free to do. Might as well do it. You're gonna keep coming back week after week, seeing what KeyLovesGod going on. But you guys, I am so disappointed that Aaliyah was such a young woman, young girl at the time, and so many people had access to her. So many predators were just jumping on her, preying on her, pouncing on her. Everybody just passing her around, passing her around. She's like the next hot thing that people are talking about. Just like she's shoes or a brand. Like, oh my gosh, have you had Aaliyah? Oh, no, I haven't. I can't wait to get some of that. Pass it over. You know, everybody's doing that, jumping around. And then, you know, R. Kelly secretly married her. And I have a whole other reaction video to Aaliyah when she was being like placed on a plane. You guys check that out. It's in my reaction videos. Let me know your thoughts on that video as well. It's just a sad situation, and I have a hard time believing that like her family, like her mom and her brother, didn't have any clue as to what was going on, seeing the fact that they were all so close. I just know that it's really sad and it's unfortunate that she's not even here to speak out for her own behalf. So I really don't like talking about people who are no longer here, because it's everybody else's word, or someone else's word over hers. Like, she can't speak for herself, and then you have nobody speaking out on her behalf other than her dance choreographer. Okay, what about her best friend? What about her mom? What about her brother? Why aren't these people speaking up? Why do you guys think they're not talking? Why do you think that all these other people have her name in their mouths and they're saying that she did all these things, she was with all these people, and then yet and still nobody from her camp is really speaking out on her behalf other than Damon Dash, who she had close relationships with. That's literally it. He's the only person speaking out for her. And it's really unfortunate. So you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. I love you guys so much. Make sure you check out my website, www.KeyLovesGod.com. Get you some faith-based merch to share your faith. For beginners, for anybody, to share your faith to anyone. I love you guys so much. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you guys in another video. Mwah.